Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshramalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9. And Bhishma Dev is offering his prayers to Krishna. He's remembering Krishna as the chariot driver of Arjuna and hankering for the intimacy of loving relationship with Krishna as such. But then he begins to reflect upon the gopis, thinking of how Krishna intimately relates with those who worship him or love him, how Krishna reciprocates the love of his devotees in accordance with the mood in which they approach him. As you surrender unto me, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, as you surrender unto me, I reciprocate that accordingly. So, Arjuna represents a friend of Krishna. They're intimately connected in friendship, so much so that Krishna will take up the service of Arjuna. Like friends will share responsibilities. Krishna takes the reins of Arjuna's chariot. But when Arjuna shows himself bewildered, he gives instructions. He takes the superior position and gives instructions. Those instructions are Krishna giving the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Bhishma, he's lying there on the battlefield, remembering how Krishna reciprocated with him. He wanted to fight with Krishna. And Krishna said, I will not fight. I will stay neutral in this battle. But he forced Krishna's hand, and thus Krishna took the chariot wheel like a chakra and threw it at Bhishma. This, Bhishma felt, was like a loving kiss to him, a reflection of Krishna's love. So he's remembering all of this, and in so doing, he now remembers the gopis. The gopis were worshipped by Krishna's expert actions, emotional displays, words, and glances. Attaining those qualities, they responded in harmony to his most extraordinary displays of love, blinded by the madness of such love. How amazing that these gopis attained the nature of Krishna himself. The intimacy of loving relationship brought them into a state of oneness, Radha and Krishna. Practically, they are non-different. Here the commentary says, though you are omniscient, Bhishma is saying like this, being paraphrased by Visvanatha Cakravarti Thakur in his commentary, though you are omniscient, the prem that you desire in my charioteer pastime is in Arjuna alone. It is understood that among all the associates with prem, he is the chief, but that is not so. Your dear gopis have the most exalted prem amongst all the devotees, and thus they are even superior to Arjuna. Arjuna shows some regard and reverence, and thus there is a mixed relationship of friendship with veneration. But with the gopis, there is a different type of love. And thus he says, thus the gopis are superior to even Arjuna in the intimacy of your loving exchanges with them. No one can dare to pray for their position. Oh, let that be. I will be successful at my death just by remembering their nature. He was expert at all the physical arts, such as dancing in the Ras Leela. Expert in expressing mental qualities, such as his dear Lalita. Expert in the words of joking. Expert with the eyes at glancing. all aspects of his loving prema for the gopis. The gopis were to be worshipped by all these skillful actions of Krishna. In one sense, he says, as you took the reins of the chariot and served Arjuna, you also served the gopis by your loving glances. All your movements, everything you did, your joking words, was serving their love for you. They only desired to love you, and you reciprocated in this way. This is the way Krishna actually serves his devotees in loving relationship. Krishna endowed them with all the best, outstanding qualities that is found within himself. The result of their extreme prema was that Krishna, in giving all of his own qualities, attempted to please them with conciliating love. That display of love, which is without restraints for either party, showed extreme control of Krishna by the gopis and was filled with great bliss. That love was such that the gopis actually controlled Krishna. Control of the Lord, manifested as a result of Arjuna's prema, was that Krishna became a messenger and charioteer. That role had restraints, though, for both parties. Krishna always remained in the superior position, and as we just mentioned, when Arjuna became bewildered, Krishna became the teacher. Arjuna could thus not attain intimacy with the Lord as the gopis had. He became compliant by offering all his qualities to those gopis. Krishna, in one sense, surrendered himself to the gopis. They had a mutual friendship filled with happiness because of mutual compliance. Then he bestowed an extraordinary fortune to them, dancing and songs and speech during the Rasa Leela. Such intimate, loving exchanges never seen with anyone else but the gopis of Braj. And in response, the gopis did the same. Krishna was dancing, singing songs, saying jokes, and they reciprocated in the same way with dancing and songs and sweet speech, sometimes harsh even. In harmony with them, they offered him dancing and songs and speech in the Rasa Leela. There was no need to teach them anything. They were blinded by the increase of great prema. They simply acted out of their natural love. They did not need to practice. They did not need any instruction. They just gave their natural love to Krishna as young girls of Braj. How outstanding. They attained all his extraordinary qualities, such as the skills in dancing and singing. Krishna did not give his unique, extraordinary power like this to Arjuna. Kritam can also refer to Krishna's actions, such as lifting of the Govardhan hill. And they imitated those actions. The gopis, so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, would play act all of this in loving remembrance of Krishna, such as lifting of the Govardhan hill. All of this is seen as unmad, indications of madness and separation. That is the extreme love that they had for Krishna, an extreme state. In that extreme state, some of them even merged with the Lord in loving relationship, like oneness, as the lover and the beloved become one, remaining two at the same time. This is the highest level of exalted prema. Oh, since I am situated between the two limits, why can I not attain your pastime as a charioteer, which is what I desire? In my heart, I still desired to become your charioteer. Why cannot I attain the pastime as your charioteer? The Lord of my life, he goes on to say, worthy of being seen, who received the worship of all the great sages and the kings in the assembly of the Rajasuya sacrifice of Yudhisthira, has become now visible to my eyes. but by my good fortune you have come to me. You who received worship by all of the greatest sages and the kings, when King Yudhisthira, Maharaj Yudhisthira, arranged for the Rajasuya. Bhishma here relates his great fortune, which is directly visible now, to the necessity of attaining the Lord. Krishna was seen with amazement by the sages, which they all exclaimed, "Oh, what beauty, what greatness," when they came before Krishna. In the midst of that gathering composed of great sages and kings, during the Rajasuya sacrifice of Yudhisthira, he received their worship. He who received their worship is my soul, the Lord of my life, Mama Atma. And he is now visible to my eyes. Oh, he has fulfilled my request. Krishna has come before Bhishma because that was what Bhishma desired. And this is how Krishna fulfills the desire of his devotees. In accordance with your desire, Krishna fulfills that in loving exchange. Text 42, freed of the illusion of difference in the Lord's various forms, I've obtained the Lord, who is one, though appearing to be many, like the sun seen by many people, who is the charioteer, but who is also in my heart, the unborn, situated in the hearts of all the jivas, who created their own bodies. He is situated within the heart of all living beings, and yet he reciprocates such desires as to become the charioteer of Arjuna, or the lover of the gopis. Commentary, why do you not address the Lord directly, but instead address him indirectly? This verse indicates that Bhishma desires the Lord as a charioteer. I have obtained the Lord, who is the charioteer of Arjuna, holding the whip and the bridle in his hands, who is now appearing or manifesting as I see him. Not only externally, I'm beginning to see him in my heart. But the charioteer is not the Lord in the heart, because Krishna, the charioteer, has already entered and pervaded my heart completely by practice. It is not possible for the Paramatma to enter. He does not make his appearance just at this time. He is always present there. Though he appeared to my eyes in this wonderful form at the time of battle, even before the battle, he was already in my heart because of my spontaneous desire. He who is unborn, because he has always been visible to me. There is no fault on my part in this, but the Supreme Lord alone is situated in the heart and ordains good fortune or misfortune of all the jivas. Everything is going on by the will of the Lord. He is there within the hearts of all, whether we recognize him or not. He is situated in the heart of all the jivas. The Shruti says, the souls wander around like small sparks, lost in the great samsara or ocean of material existence. But our good fortune is when the spiritual master directs our attention to Krishna, wandering about aimlessly, lifetime after lifetime. And then, by Krishna's arrangement, the spiritual master, everything is going on by Krishna's arrangement. So by Krishna's arrangement, we meet the spiritual master, who then directs our attention to Krishna. He who is the Lord of my heart is within everyone's heart. And thus, our good fortune is when we gain that understanding that Krishna is within our heart, and he is the Lord of our heart, and we nurture and cultivate a mood of loving relationship, whether it be a friend like Arjuna, or an intimately related like the gopis of Braj. I know that the charioteer who appears four-handed in Dwarka is one and the same as the Lord of my heart. That one sun in the sky appears to individual seers to be not one but many above each person's head. By such distinctive seeing, the sun appears to be many. Bhishma is now free from such illusory seeing. I understand you as that one Supreme Lord who exists within the heart, appearing to be many, within the hearts of many, many jivas. Though Krishna appears in my heart, he's in the hearts of Yudhisthira and Vasudeva and Uddhava and Nanda and the gopis, all manifesting various degrees of prema and different types of love and different pastimes with each of them, reciprocating in accordance with their degrees of prema and love. I know that this is one Krishna only, and I know the various degrees of excellence of their prema and love. But I can never give up my natural attachment to the form of Krishna as a charioteer. He is the Lord of my heart. Even thinking of that four-handed form of Krishna in Dwarka is not interesting to me. I simply know him as the charioteer. That is how I want to see him. This is how I want our relationship to manifest. Sutta says here, Sutta Uvacha, thus Bhishma, absorbing himself in Krishna, Bhagavan, the charioteer situated in his heart, using his mind and words and sight, then stopped his breathing and ceased all external functions. In this way, he absorbed himself in Krishna, the charioteer who is situated within his heart, and stopped his breathing and all external function. The ignorant who were like birds and who think that day has been destroyed at the approach of evening, thought that Bhishma had attained the Brahman and became silent. Ignorant persons may think he merged into Krishna, but that was not Bhishma's desire. Bhishma wanted to have a personal relationship with Krishna, and that's what is being brought out here. We are personalists, and we want a personal relationship with the Lord. This is what Bhishma prayed for, not like an ignorant person who thought, okay, now he has merged. No. He has attained the desired result. Drums played by the devatas and men sounded. The kings without hatred praised him, and flowers fell from the sky. O Shanak of the Bhrigu dynasty, Yudhisthira then had the last rites of Bhishma, as Bhishma departed and performed them, became sad for that moment. The sages in joy praised Krishna with his confidential names, then Krishna in the hearts of the departed, Krishna in their hearts again departed for their various hermitages. Then Yudhisthira went to Hastinapur with Krishna and consoled Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, who was overcome with grief. With the permission of Dhritarashtra and the agreement of Krishna, the powerful Yudhisthira now ruled the ancestral kingdom according to the principles of Dharma. Thus ends the commentary on the 9th chapter of the 1st canto of the Bhagavatam for the pleasure of the devotees in accordance with the previous acharyas. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bal. 9th chapter is complete. Chapter 10, Krishna leaves for Hastinapur.